Okay. Welcome, Tarlina. Thank you very much for being a part of New Directions and for being our yogi. Which I want to. I'm going to edit this now. But can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you into yoga?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel really grateful, by the way, to be a part of New Directions, and I've mentioned this a few times. I feel that the energy of the group and how the group has come together through amazing leadership and through the education and the synergy of the team that are facilitating these outdoor experiences and training it's really great to be a part of that. In regards to the question about yoga, I feel that I, from a young age, had probably more from a spiritual side, was introduced to elements of yoga. So growing up in a household that practiced Buddhism and had some of those philosophical teachings, I used to actually partake in meditation at the age of 5. So though I didn't have a complete understanding of what the benefits were at a really deep level, subconsciously I was given that opportunity and that, the possibility of exploring it later in my life, or even at that stage, just to, I had I guess some immersion at a young age. And over time, probably, somewhere in my adolescence, there was more of an inquiry. And I have to say that the time that I spent here in Melbourne, where I've lived most of my life, a lot of the exposure that I received was often quite focused on the physical element of the practice. And I have to say that it's over so many thousands of years of it being refined and practiced and shared almost in a way that was considered sacred, from originally father to son, but really, really before I guess a guru or a teacher could become one. There was just such an arduous process to be able to come to this point. It was considered lifelong education, not just something that would be sort of taught off the cuff or just in a really short space.
Do you have some practices or daily habits that you think would be really beneficial for them to incorporate?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to give you an example of a lady. So her name's Ammanananmal, and she's now 98. And she lives in, I believe, Tamil Nadu in India. And I managed to organise a call to speak with her because I was like, 98, that's pretty rocking if she's been able to get there to that in that form as well. I'm like, I want to know what she does. So I spoke to her son. He did the translations for us, and he's like, you won't believe this. So this lady, she's 98. She's running a diploma of yoga in India at 98. And a school is like just brilliantly inspiring. And she goes every day. So he's like, every day she spends 5 minutes doing pranayama, which is different breathing techniques and methods. Then she does 20 asanas, so 20 postures. And then she spends at minimum 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, just purely meditating. And I thought, wow, like anybody can actually do that. That's very, very approachable.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Tarlina.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're an absolute joy to have, and I'm really, really excited to see the yoga classes progress.
Thank you.
And to see you grow even further as a student.
Yeah. Thank you.